Hi everyone, welcome back to A Digital Artist in Progress. I'm Ash, and here on this channel, I am documenting my journey of becoming a professional digital artist who sells their art online. August marks the start of month 3 of my journey, and in this video, I will talk about my goals for this month as I continue to make progress going from a beginner artist to a professional. So let's get started with the recap of last month, July's goals. As my returning viewers know, I structure my goals using themes. I come up with a monthly theme and then create goals based on that theme. It helps me keep from being overwhelmed because I create themes with the purpose of making significant progress towards my big goal of being a working artist and not a starving artist. My theme for my digital art goals in July was learn and practice. I wanted to practice the digital art form I had learned in June, Zentangle art, and I wanted to continue to expand my skills. With that, I created 3 goals. So I wanted to learn new tangles and continue practicing digital Zentangle art. Then I wanted to learn a new art form called sacred geometry and learn to create it digitally in Procreate. And then I wanted to expand my creativity. So I wanted to create an art form with both tangles and sacred geometry designs. Basically, I wanted to take what I've learned and make it my own. I kind of did this. It was really a 2 out of 3. I did learn more Zentangle art and I did learn new tangles, and I made 2 really beautiful Zentangle art pieces. And I also learned sacred geometry and studied a book which taught me different forms and learned to do it digitally and create my own style with it. And it was very nice. But I didn't combine them and get creative. My creativity kind of stopped short with the Zentangle artwork. I combined them all and had ideas, and I made this really beautiful piece. But when it came to the sacred geometry, my brain and my artistic skills just were lacking. I hadn't quite made it to the point where I could just immediately come up with a piece like I was able to do with Zentangle art. I felt not stuck. I couldn't do anything, and I didn't really get to that point. That's not to say that I failed. I did try. I just didn't actually complete anything. So maybe this month I'll work on it and maybe something will come to me, or maybe not. Overall, though, I can say that learning sacred geometry was a really fun experience. I actually learned new things to do in Procreate and learned new tips and new tricks that can help me further my art design. But I can say that I don't think that sacred geometry will be a part of my bag of tricks in the future. It's not something I'm dismissing, but it's not something I'm going to focus on a lot. I am definitely going to be learning new skills and learning a different art form come August, but I'll talk more about that later when I go on to my August goals. Now for the theme for my business goals in July. For my art business, I chose the theme shop development. So I'm selling my art online, and through that I have an e-commerce shop that I want to build, and that is a really huge undertaking. There are a lot of things and details involved in that, and I'm a complete beginner, so I don't actually know what that is. But I did make the foundations in June that I could build on now in July and work towards creating an e-commerce shop for my customers. So with that, I had the goal to set up WooCommerce on my shop subdomain, create a business monetization plan, and basically decide what I'm going to sell and how I want to sell it, create a product, and add a product to my shop. Now, these goals were really kind of scattered in my opinion. I was basically just like scrounging up ideas of what shop development is because I didn't really research it. But I did complete all of these goals. I did set up WooCommerce on my shop domain. I did create a monetization plan and decide what I wanted to sell. I even made a product and I put it onto my shop, but it's not like I was trying to, I don't think that what I did really brought me forward towards my goal of selling art online, because the product I created had nothing to do with my art, and I added it to my shop, but it was actually a free template, and I'm not going to get paid for it if anyone decides they want to use it. So with my business goals, I would give myself, like, if I had to rate myself, like a 5 out of 10. Like, I did them, but did this actually help me build a shop, and did I actually move closer to selling my art online? I don't really think so. So how did I do with my July goals? I did well. I give myself an 8 out of 10. I completed the goals that I set for myself mostly, but did those goals really bring me closer to what I want to do? Not really. And that's something that I struggled with throughout the month of July. I was kind of realizing that the goals that I set for myself weren't truly goals. They were more like tasks. I had a theme and I had created tasks related to the theme, but they weren't goals related to the theme. They weren't things that would push me forward in my career. They were things that I would have to do eventually in my career to get there. And it wasn't very enlightening, progressive, motivating. It was a to-do list. So, ironically enough, I realized this when I was listening to a video by Sarah Marie Blog, and she was talking about her yearly goals and how your goals, a lot of people just set goals wrong. And I thought that I was doing a great job. I was like, no, these goals are perfect. They're in line with my themes. They have a focus, they have a purpose. But really, I was just giving myself a to-do list. And a to-do list is something you can do in a day. So why would I make my monthly goals a to-do list? I'm giving myself a month to do something I can do in 2 hours. And that was pretty similar to what happened with my June goals. I had actually finished all of my goals for my business in 1 2-hour session. And then I had the rest of June to do what? And I didn't know, because my goals, while they were in line with my theme, weren't actually goals. They were just tasks. So when creating my August goals, I decided I wanted to change my structure and really think about it and try to create goals that would push me towards my end result, what I want to do, and that is to become a professional artist who sells their art online. And I say that 1,000 times a day because I don't want to lose sight of what I'm actually doing here. I'm a beginner and I want to be a professional. I don't sell art, but I want to. And if I'm doing things that don't bring me towards that finale, then what am I doing? And it's kind of like filling time. So here in the month of August, there will be a shift in my goals. I'm still going to keep my themes, but I've changed the way that I write my goals and how I want to perceive my goals. I want to make sure that every month I'm striving towards something that is related to my desire, what I actually want. And with that, I've decided to adopt the SMART goals method, which means that my goals from here on will be specific, measurable, achievable, relative, and time bound. Basically, I want to create good goals that will achieve my end desire, but will also push me forward instead of just a to-do list that I have, I can check off in a day. Now it's time to talk about my August goals. The theme for my digital art goals will be henna art. Continuing with the idea of learn and practice, I want to learn a new art form for the month of August. Now, while I wasn't inspired doing sacred geometry art, I did come across henna art, and that sparked a nice bit of creativity in me and inspiration. And I feel that learning this art form, looking at the beautiful patterns and learning to create them digitally will allow me to be more creative like I wanted in July, and to begin to stretch my skills as an artist. So, my goal for the month of August is I will complete 2 Skillshare classes on henna art to learn the basics. Practice those basic skills in Procreate, and I will document my studies here on this channel. Finally, to mark my progress, I will create one final art piece using henna-inspired designs in Procreate. As you can tell, I am trying to use the SMART goals specificity and time bound and relevance. I want to make sure that my goal is very specific. Now, yes, I said that I'm only going to create one art piece, but I want to incorporate as many basic skills as possible. So this whole month will be focused on learning, practicing, and doing henna art. And hopefully, if I'm lucky, that piece will be full of creativity that really inspires my artistry and helps me really gain footing and understand myself as a digital artist. Next, let's talk about my art business goals for the month of August. My theme for my art business goals is create a product. Now, I know that seems pretty straightforward, but remember what I said about July. I felt very aimless. I created tasks that were things, but they were vague and they didn't really help me understand what I was doing and what I wanted to accomplish with my business. This theme is straightforward and to the point. What I want to accomplish is creating a product to sell. So, I have created goals that are aligned with the idea that I'm creating a product to sell, and everything involved in that will be for that purpose. With that being said, my goal for the month of August in my art business is I will create a 25-page Zentangle art digital coloring book to sell online in my shop. To accomplish this goal, I will research how to design a coloring book using YouTube tutorials and Skillshare, and I will also take classes and watch tutorials that will teach me how to sell products using WooCommerce. Last month, I got the foundation set up on my shop by installing WooCommerce and basically seeing the inner workings of how it's done. This month, I will purposefully learn and focus and study so that I can have a product to sell to my audience. Now, remember, I'm still in the baby steps phase, so I am planning to take all month to create this one product. This one good product, my first product that I want to present to an audience. But I'm also going to be learning the basics of creating collections and just products in general so that I can fill my shop with dozens of designs and dozens of pieces of things that I can sell to my audience. So there you have it. These are my August goals, and this is how I want to continue to progress towards my goal of selling my art by the end of the year. Like I said before, and I will probably be saying often, I have a big dream that I want to accomplish. I really do want to become a profitable artist who makes their money online. And it's a lot of things that I will have to learn because I'm starting from zero. Well, I guess now I'm starting from one. These past 2 months, I've laid a lot of foundation in order to get myself to where I want to be. But now I've got to start hitting the ground running. I've got to start making huge and important steps that will continue to grow my business over and over again. No more can I make kiddie steps. No more can I think about easy wins. A business that moves slow grows slow, and I don't have time for that. I want to expand. I want to reach out, and I want to find customers and audience and supporters who will help me grow my art and then embrace it the way that I do. I've been passionate about art for a really long time in my life, and this newfound passion and love and just determination to sell art has really got me thinking. I know that building a business in 6 months when you're a complete beginner sounds nuts, but during COVID, there were people who built like businesses that were selling out 5-6 figures in a year. 6 months isn't a lot of time, but it doesn't mean that I can't make that elusive dollar by December. So if I want that, I have to start putting in the work towards that. I can't make little steps. I have to make big steps. So yeah, I'm saying that this month I only want to create one product, but don't be surprised if next month I want to create 5 or 10, or if I want to really explode the amount of work that I do, because that's the motivation and the determination that I've decided I need. I need to be harder on myself now. The kid gloves are off. Now is the time for me to really explore the depth and understand what type of business I want to create and get started on it. I can't hold back. So yeah, this wraps up my August goals video. I will see you guys in September with an update and more to come. Happy creating. Goodbye.